What is going on, everybody? Is there a shadow? Is that better? I turn it back around so I don't get my nose sunburned. We are after them panfish today. Bluegill, red ear, crappie if they're around. We want to catch a whole stringer full of them and take them back to the house and whole fry them. That is the goal for the day. Now, I'm gonna see if I can pull some out of this basin down here at the bottom of this spillway. It's about the right time of year for it. But before I do, I'm gonna ease along the top of it and fish back out into that lake, just see what's going on. Now I'm using a little spinner bait, like a beetle spin, same as I always use, except I've switched it to yellow because we have had a crazy mayfly hatch the last couple days. They have been everywhere and they are yellow with a black stripe. So I know these fish are down here feeding on them. So we're just gonna try to match what I think they're eating anyways, which is usually a good practice if you want to catch fish. You find what they're eating and use that. I'm gonna get waded off through this mess, probably end up with more chiggers and ticks than I know what to do with, but I'm gonna get down there, get the camera on my chest, and we're gonna see if we start pulling some fish out here. Ooh, I don't think the water temperature has changed none, but the air temperature has. It's probably about 75 degrees today. That makes the water feel colder. Whether it is or isn't. Oh, there we go, there we go. That is what we are looking for. That's a bluegill. He is just right for pan frying. Get this clipped on my belt here. I don't know about y'all, but I like getting them on a stringer before I take the hook out of their mouth if I'm wading. I'm known for dropping them. There we go. All right, ain't been down here too long. We got one. I got 10-pound test on there. It's too heavy to cast that little jig. I need like 4. There we go. That one there is a red ear. A little bigger. Better get a hold of him. That hook's gonna come out before I'm ready. All right. 2. Chipping away at it. Oh, it's touch and go because they're in that grass. You got to walk the line between getting in there where they're at and hanging your bait up. I don't know if something bumped it there or if I just hit one of those lilies. There we go. There's another one. That's a bigger bluegill. I mean, he ain't the size of your hand or nothing, but he ain't no little one. Plenty big enough to eat. He's almost wearing his spawning colors. There we go. That is a feisty one, man. That is a big old bluegill. That is big for around here. take a mess of those any day of the week. I see on the internet where some of these boys are catching bluegill that are like 12, 13 inches long. I got to find those spots. I sure don't catch none look like that around here. But I'll take them 7 inchers all day. I can fit two of them whole in my cast iron skillet at the same time. Smaller ones. That one there, he ain't gonna make the cut. Cap would want to keep him. I'm a sucker for old Cap. He'd be like, let's keep him, and I'd have him home trying to fillet him. Little bitty things. He's in school today though. He's gonna be mad when he comes home and sees that I've been fishing without him. Look at there. I don't know if I can get it out. Well, it got stuck to my rod. It was one of those mayflies that was floating in the water. That's what they're feeding on. There we go. He was sitting there waiting on it. That's a keeper. We have a stringer full of them and not even have to walk down there to the bottom of that spillway. What we got? 1, 2, 3, 5 of them? 5 of them. If I was being perfectly honest, I would have to admit that I expected to catch more than that off that little bridge. But that's fishing. I gotta get down through this mess somewhere. Oh goodness. I'm wearing Crocs. Not only am I gonna have ticks and chiggers, I'm gonna fool around and get snake bit. Oh, I always almost slip and fall right there. Oh, made it. We in a good position now. If there's any fish in here. Dadgummit. The stringer just hung up on one of these rocks and broke the end off of it. So one of my fish is down there with that stringer in his mouth. There we go. That gets back the one I lost anyways. Puts us right back where we were. I nearly went, that's a fat bluegill. These bluegill down here, they are eating good. He ain't very big, but he is thick shouldered. Ain't that the way it goes? I come down here thinking I would do better down here than I did up there. And I nearly went the opposite direction. I broke even, but I lost a fish on the other side there, and I got all the way down to the end and didn't think I was gonna get him back. So, I didn't catch 20 of them. We ain't gonna have a fish fry tonight, but that is more than enough right there for me to eat for lunch. So let's get back, get them cleaned. I'll break out the cast iron skillet. You know, I feel kind of silly. I have been doing those catch and cooks on that camp stove that I got at the house. I got a whole propane burner there. I don't know what I was thinking. We'll get back to the house. We'll break that sucker out and fry these fish up right. Cleaning these fish to whole fry. That's elementary stuff right there. You just take your knife and start scaling them. There ain't much to scaling a fish. You just drag your knife in the opposite direction. The scales lay towards the back, so drag your knife towards the front. It'll peel them scales right off. You do that real good on both front and the back sides, and they are ready to eat. All you gotta do then is just lob that head off, clean them guts out. There's some people that like to take them fins off, but them fins are crunchy. Everybody likes biting the tail and the top fin when you hole fry them. Then you can kind of feel on them. If there's any scales left, you'll feel it. It ain't a rocket science. If you miss one, it ain't the end of the world. Yep. Get them all cleaned up like that. Take them into the house, rinse them off, and they are ready to pan fry whole. They are delicious too. One of my favorite ways to eat small panfish. All the way up to about 10, 11-inch crappie. Let me get the rest of these cleaned, and then we'll fry them. Y'all look at this. Now, don't I feel silly for cooking on that camp stove at the house? Woo, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, fry some fish up with the quickness there. I've been using a little old flimsy camp stove. Canola oil. Use whatever kind of oil you like. Vegetable oil don't set good on my stomach. That's a little too high, I think. Let's turn that down some. That's up. There we go. We got all 6 of our fish sitting here on ice, ready to go. This here just yellow cornmeal with lemon pepper and Creole seasoning. I like the taste of lemon pepper, and I use the Creole seasoning for a little salt and spice. You're just gonna do that to taste. You just figure out how much of that stuff you like. We're gonna let this heat up and then get to frying this fish. I feel silly for using that camp stove. Golly. Why didn't y'all say something? The grease getting hot. Yes, sir. That's too hot. Turn that down, smidge. That's up. There we go. Maybe a little more than that. All right, we roll these fish in the cornmeal. I should be able to fit 3 of them in there. I do not like putting slits in the fish. Everybody says you'll be able to get more cornmeal on there and the cornmeal will bind better, but the cornmeal binds pretty good. See if I can get one more in there. It helps if you pull your fish straight out of your ice water and put it in your batter. The moisture, you know. That oil was too hot. Oh man, what have I done? Y'all seen it here. We burned it. Turn that down to almost nothing. Just the first 2. First 2 cooled it off just enough that the next 3 are going to be right. It's all right, I'll eat them anyways. I ain't scared of burnt fish. All I can do is keep rolling it back and forth. I don't think the fish is done yet. All right, let's go ahead and take these out. Man, maybe I should have used that camp stove. It can't get that oil so hot that it'll burn it in just a couple seconds. See, we still got a little fire going there. That looks like it's going to be about right. Yeah. I'm going to turn the fire completely off and let it cook. Ain't nobody argue that batter won't stick. Look at that. You get your oil hot, it'll stick. These here look about right. I'm gonna give them a couple more minutes. Couple more minutes. These here, I don't know. No, they're not too burned. Almost too burned, but they're not too burned. I will say one thing. Those are the crispiest tails I've ever had. There we go. I don't got nobody here with me today, so I get them all. Ooh, I'm losing my shade. Let's see if this will peel off the bone. That cooked pretty quick. Oh, it will. Oh, what luck. I was nervous that it wasn't cooked, but it is cooked. Oh, and it is still lava hot. We got lucky. Just narrowly avoided tragedy with those. These whole fried bluegill, just about the best eating fish you'll ever have. Look how white that meat is. Man, that cornmeal stuck on there good. Look at me talking with my mouth full. My mom says that's rude. All right, I'm gonna eat every one of these. I appreciate y'all watching. We will catch you next time.